to the channel. I appreciate you stopping by, spending a few minutes of your time here with me today. Now, today I've just got these charts on the screen just to give you something to look at while I talk to you, all right? But I want to talk to you more from the psychological standpoint, all right? And explore your relationship as a trader to the idea of profitability, all right? And perhaps give you a new perspective on this. A new perspective is when new behaviors emerge, all right? So if we're struggling with certain, if we're struggling with profitability, all right, give this video a listen and hopefully it will grant you a new perspective, all right? So here at first, I'm going to talk to you about a little something, a little idea. It might seem irrelevant. It might not seem like it has a lot to do with trading, but I promise you it does. And I'm going to bring it all together for you so it makes sense. All right. So just bear with me here in the beginning. Have a bit of an open mind, right? Now, I have been with my wife for over a decade now. I've been married for a little while. I've been in this relationship for a little while. And it's true that I am in this relationship with my wife, but I'm not only in a relationship with my wife. It's just not that simple, okay? At the same time that I'm in a relationship with my wife, I'm also in a relationship with this thing called love. Right? And sometimes it helps me to personify these ideas. So I personify love and I see her as a beautiful goddess, okay? And this is just how it is. I'm in a relationship with my wife, but at the same time, I'm in a relationship with this thing called love. And I've been in this relationship for as long as I can remember, right? Especially at least from my first romantic relationship with a girl when I was like a teenager or whatever. All right. And so I have been continuously learning about life and about love itself from love itself for a very long time. And this is just sort of how I see things. Like when I watch a movie, I don't think about like the actors that are in it, like, ooh, Brad Pitt is in this movie, or whoever, Adam Sandler is in this movie. You know, I don't think about it like that. Instead, I view the true characters of this movie, the real stars of the show, never change. They're always the same. It's love, it's betrayal, it's jealousy, it's desire, it's lust. Those are the characters that are really on the screen, and that's who we go to the theaters to see when we go and see a new movie, right? Of course, part of it might be the actors that are literally playing it, but you can see those characters never change. The bodies might change on the screen, like what actor is playing what role, but the true characters, the true stars of this film are always the same in every single story, all right? So the same is true about love. When we're young and we're dumb, we think that love is confined to a physical body. But that's just not true, okay? We can love multiple people in a single lifetime. You can fall in love with more than one person. Love is a shapeshifter, a body snatcher. You understand? It goes from this body to that body, then into that body, all right? And sometimes love will manifest to you in a physical form through another human being, all right? So back to me and my wife. It's true I'm in a relationship with my wife, but I'm also in a relationship with this thing called love itself. And there are certain things that I have to do in order to keep love around, to keep her satisfied, to keep her comfortable. All right? If I fail to do these things, love will leave me. Love will no longer reside here, even if my wife decides to stay. All right. And there are a lot of people in relationships that are like that. They're just kind of going through the motions of a loving relationship. But in reality, there is no love present. Okay. So there are certain things that you have to do in a relationship to keep that relationship flourishing. All right. There are certain things that I have to do to keep love in my household. If I fail to do those things, love will leave. Do you understand? Now, one time I was meditating on this entire idea. I was just outside. I was thinking deeply. All right. And I kept hearing this thing in my mind saying, make ready the way, make ready the way. And I was like, what the hell is this all about? And I started thinking about it. And it was like, just imagine that some sort of angel or goddess or a god all of a sudden appears in my driveway, and they're going to come in my house and share a meal with me. They're going to come in my house and break bread or sip a cup of tea or something like that. All right. I need to make ready the way. You know how people say cleanliness is next to godliness. So if I want this goddess to enter my house and spend some time with me, I need to make this place ready. I can't have her like stumbling over things trying to get into my house. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want her to walk through a bunch of dirt and mess on her way to get into my house. She won't even come in. She cannot be around a mess. You understand what I'm saying? So even if she wanted to, she's just unable to. So just went and grabbed a broom and I started sweeping my walkway. I'm dusting it all off. I'm making it super clean. Okay. And guess what happens? My wife pulls up in the car. She's getting home from work. She steps out of the car and bam, I see my goddess. And she has a clean path to walk to enter the house. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like sometimes I will see my wife smile at me. And it's not just my wife smiling at me. It's love itself is smiling at me, okay? Adoring me. And I can see it when I'm out in public. I can see, there's a guy and a girl together over there. He's saying something to her, and the way that she's looking at him and smiling at him, it's the same smile that my wife had for me. You understand? So with that in mind, okay? The same is true about your trading. All right. You're not just in a relationship with trading. You're not simply trading. You're not simply just looking at charts and pushing buttons. Okay. You are actively in a relationship with this thing called profitability. You understand? And there are certain things that you must do in order to invite profitability into your life, into your trading. All right. There are certain things that you can do that will cause profitability to never come. All right. Life in general, trading especially, is a game of probabilities. So there are certain things that you can start doing right now, today, that will increase the odds of you becoming profitable. There are certain things that you can be doing today, right, that will decrease the odds of you achieving profitability. Stacy talks about it all the time. Traders can have all the technical information in the world. They can have all the knowledge in the world, and they can talk that big talk. But when they're behind closed doors, they're committing self-sabotaging, degenerate, gambling behavior. You understand? They're not able to do the things that they need to do to invite profitability in their life. It's the same way with a relationship, right? Like when you take a losing trade, you could be in a losing relationship where at the end things turn ugly, it all blows apart, right? Well, typically there's a space, a time for healing, for moving on, for getting over it, right? And if you are at least semi self-aware, you might be able to look back on that relationship and see the part that you played in it. And if that's the case, you might be able to take responsibility for that and learn from that. So even when you're not with a physical body that's manifesting love for you, you're still in a relationship with love, a spiritual learning relationship with love, even after the body is gone. All right. Same way when you take a losing trade. Right? If you're semi self aware, you might be able to look back, see the mistakes you made, how you could have executed better, and you can improve. All right. And that's what you need to do. There are certain things, if you have a goal, let's say true love is a desire for you, that's a goal in your life. And if you're out gallivanting around town, having a bunch of one night stands, you're drinking all the time, you're getting high, you're lazy, you're dirty and stink, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be hard for you to find that that true love in that sort of lifestyle, right? But if you get your shit together, you stop getting high and drunk all the time, you stop having meaningless sex, you're able to drop that veil of lust off of your mind, so you can be friends with people. If you're clean bodily and spiritually, all right? If you have a clean mind, that's going to set you up to win. All right, maybe you start exercising, not just to make your body look better, and more attractive, but to increase your own sense of self. You know what I'm saying? To be more confident, to have more energy, to be able to do things, to just be capable, right? You might exercise. That's something you can do. And you need to be self-sufficient, not just financially, but you need to be self-sufficient emotionally, spiritually, right? So you don't start taking from someone else. You're not dependent on your partner to supply you with these things. Then you might be ready for that relationship. Then you might be ready for profitability. Now, you might achieve profitability. This has probably happened to a lot of you where you have a streak. You go through like a month where you're profitable. Everything went right. You're like, wow, bro, I'm profitable. I'm finally a profitable trader. Okay. And then the next month, shit hits the fan. It takes a single afternoon. You blow all the profits that you made for the entire month last month. Okay. You never even paid yourself before it happened. Okay. You made a small fortune and then you gave it back the very next trade. All right. So listen, when you see profitability, remember this, that there are certain things that you must do or continue doing to keep profitability in your life. If you stop doing these things, if you fail in your dutiful responsibilities to profitability, profitability will leave your sorry ass just as quick as it came. You understand what I'm saying? So you've got to get your shit together. Now listen, this brings me to the next point. Stacy's always talking to us. He's always saying, what setup are you hunting? Right? What setup are you hunting? Stacy tells us, right? We know from Stacy, we are looking for certain very specific opportunities. We're looking for ACBs, ain't coming back, parabolic trade setups. Okay. That's what we're looking for. That's the ideal. Okay. We are looking for simple, scalable, repeatable trades. So there's a sweet spot there. There's some kind of sweet spot when we're looking for our trades technically, right? Certain levels are in play, right? Certain timing windows are in play. You understand what I'm saying? There's a sweet spot for these trades that makes them simple, which makes them scalable and repeatable. Okay? Stacy tells us the market does the same things over and over again, and the trader is the true variable. And by now, you probably know this to be true. Okay? So, not only is there a sweet spot that makes these trades simple, scalable, and repeatable, there's a sweet spot in your behavior. Okay? That makes you need to acquire and maintain simple, scalable, repeatable behaviors in the market. You understand? Simple, scalable, repeatable behaviors. Even if you have all of the technical information, but you cannot lock in with the simple, scalable, repeatable behaviors, you're going to fail. I'm sorry to break it to you. You can understand every single word that comes out of Stacy's mouth, but you can fail because you're unable to execute properly. All right? You can identify, let's say this, let's go even further. You can identify the setups on your chart. You know what you're looking for. You can see it on the chart, but you can't execute properly. So you're not profitable, right? Or maybe you are profitable, but your execution is still lacking and you're leaving a lot of shit on the table, right? Or you're still taking bigger losses than you should be taking. There's a reason for that, bro. You're slacking in your execution. So there's a sweet spot. That sweet spot, let me explain it to you like this. There's an ideal execution. You understand? And it's possible for you to do that. It's possible for you to execute ideally, to have that perfect execution and be able to repeat that and scale it up in size. You have to have that foundational understanding, right? You know your setup, you know what you're looking for, all that shit. This is why I recommend traders utilize a demo account. Even if you're not going to be constantly in the demo account, right? Still use the demo account while you hone your skills, while you're practicing specific things. That's what I do with the demo account, even to this day. All right, it's not like I'm getting up every single day and placing demo trades and playing around in the demo account. Nah, because that can be bad for you. You don't want to be doing that. You're going to be making bad habits and shit. So you're going in the demo account with a specific goal in mind, something that you need to work on, that you need to change, and you're going to do that in this demo account. And you need to be realistic, because the goal with the demo account is to trade your demo account just like it's your live account. That way, in the future, you can trade your live account just like it's a demo account. A lot of us can execute brilliantly in the demo account, but we can't do it live. And people have been telling you this for a long time. It's because your emotions aren't really there. They're not involved. You're not truly invested, right? But you should be truly invested. If you're not truly invested in your demo account, you're doing it wrong, bro. You're doing it wrong. You got to change something up. You got to start trading your demo account like it's your live account. Right? Traders are weird, bro, and they glorify the idea of paying tuition to the market, that everyone pays tuition. But really what they're doing is telling you they're glorifying losing a lot of money. And in this day and age, with demos available, with all this free fucking information on the internet, there is absolutely no reason that you should be out here losing a bunch of money. Absolutely no reason, no excuse other than being a dum-dum. All right? So get your ass in the demo account and buckle up, bucko. You know what I'm saying? Get serious for once in your fucking life. And I'm kind of talking to me, not you guys, right? I talk to myself on these videos. And I'm sorry if that's insensitive language, but come on. You got to get serious about this shit. Treat it like you care. You know what I mean? We all know you care, but you got to show you care at the same time, right? So listen, the ideal, if you know your setup like the back of your hand, right? You know your setup, you know what you're looking for. Let's say you're trading 3 days of breakout traders long from the high of the month, right? You're looking for that short reversal trade. Okay. Or maybe you're looking for the first red day up there at the highest close of the month. Okay. You're following the master class template. Okay. So what you're looking for perhaps is 3 higher closes into the highest close of the month, or 3 lower closes into the lowest close of the month. And you're looking for that reversal after that highest close of the month that closes in breakout on a Wednesday. So you're looking for your trade on that Thursday. You know exactly what you need to see on Thursday for that trade thesis or idea to be valid. All right. So you know all of that shit. You also understand your universal entry criteria. You understand your candlestick reversal patterns, and you understand what we're looking for to actually get in the market, right? That convincing 5-minute candle closure above or below the EMA in the direction of your trade. You know this. You know this. You know it. Start trading what you know, brother. Start trading what you know and not what you think. A lot of people, they see the trade, they know their setup, but then they start thinking, right? They start thinking, well, what if this, okay, and see that? Maybe I should wait until this. They're trading what they think. What's going to set you apart is trading what you know. And one of the best things that can happen to you early on and that you learn how to deal with is to fucking lose, bro. Where you take a trade, you know what you're doing. So you take the trade, but the trade doesn't work out. Let's say for whatever reason, it comes back one more time, bro. One more time. You got in at 9:30. It comes back one more time at 10 o'clock with the news release, stops you out and goes in your direction and it hits your original take profit. Okay. That's one of the best things that can happen to you. But traders don't know how to act. They don't know how to regulate. They don't know how to think. Okay. So immediately they start doing the thing where they're like, oh God, I lost this trade. I guess I don't even know what I'm talking about. I guess I don't know shit. I got to go all the way back to the drawing board and start learning some new shit. But nah, bro, sometimes you're going to lose a trade. Take the loss. The important thing is that you executed your plan and your strategy. You didn't think about it, okay? You traded what you know. So you took the trade. It just so happened you lost. Sometimes that's going to happen. That's why we use a stop loss. Why, if we were going to win every single trade, what the fuck do we talk about stop losses for? What are you worried about stop loss placement for? You understand? So you're going to lose trades. That's okay. If you're executing properly, it doesn't matter if you lose a trade, all right? Because your next trade is going to be worth 8 losers that you just took, all right? But there's a secret to it because the secret is your behavior, right? So what you need to be doing is trading kind of like a robot, all right? Kind of like a machine. I'm not saying not with no emotion. You can still worry about your trades and all that shit, but you need to push the button when you're supposed to push the button, right? And put your stop loss where it's supposed to go. So if you are trading in the ideal sense, as soon as your entry criteria is met on that 5-minute chart, bam, you are in the trade. Your stop loss goes, let's say you're taking that short trade, 3 days of longs, okay? We're looking for that reversal the next day. We get the reversal. We enter as soon as the entry criteria is triggered in your timing window. Bam. So you're entering close to the high of the day, right? You're entering on the break of the middle structure of an M formation on a 1-minute chart. You're trading, you're entering on a 5-minute engulfing candle that closes below the EMA or the candles afterwards that close below that EMA. So you're getting up there close to the high of the day, right? We only enter the market from 3 places. High of the day is one of those places. So you enter there, put your stop loss at the high of the day. Okay? Don't choke it up. Stop trying to do 1-bar stops and shit. Put your stop at the high of the day because that's where your trade is invalidated, right? If we think that we're taking this short from high of day to low of day, it should not be going back to the high of the day. And if it does, you know immediately that you're wrong. You have to take the fucking loss, bro. Don't give yourself a free loss, shutting your shit down early, and then watching it go straight through your take profit in 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So just chill, put it at the high of the day. You have to adjust your lot size, right? Now, targets can be a little bit different. We don't always want to target the extreme of the range for our take profit. Maybe you split your position down into a couple positions. You have the first take profit, then the second take profit. Maybe at first you target closing price, and then for your extreme one, you're targeting the low of the current day. Or maybe you target the low of the current day for your first take profit, and your second take profit is going to be the low of the previous day. All right. So you need to execute. Get in the trade as soon as possible. Put your stop loss where it belongs. Stop playing games, okay? And then put your take profit where it belongs, and then get away. Get away from the chart. Don't interfere. Every time you get in and interfere with it, you are skewing the data. You will no longer have accurate data because you're not executing your setup. You're not trading what you know, you're trading what you think. Therefore, none of your answers are going to come to the questions you've been asking, right? Am I profitable? Do I have an edge? Is this my setup? Does it work for me? You're never going to know because you can't stop shutting it down early. You know what I'm saying? You can't stop cutting your winners early. Right? You see what I'm saying? So you have to find that sweet spot. You need to execute like a professional, execute like a machine. When your criteria is met, you're in the trade. You're not going to interfere. You're going to let the market take you out at your stop loss or your take profit. And of course, you're going to learn through execution that it's more nuanced than that. Sometimes you will pull the plug on your trade early and take it before it hits your stop loss, right? If you can tell something's going on, or in the middle of the trade, you realize like, oh shit, I had this backwards, all right? Or something like that, you might be able to invalidate that trade, but you don't want to make that a habit, okay? Or if the market is really close to your take profit, but it hasn't hit the take profit, and you start seeing reversal patterns that say the market's going to go back the opposite way and you're going to start giving money back, just shut that shit down. You got a 150 pip target, but you're already at 100 pips and the market looks like it's, faltering, it's look like it's getting exhausted, pull your trades, take your profits. Nobody ever went broke taking profits, okay? But these are the things that you have to do. These are the actions you can take that invite profitability and allow profitability to stay there, okay? That make profitability comfortable, right? So I hope that you get something out of this video. I hope it makes sense, bro, because I feel like I'm all over the place. But, anything that I say on here, the bulk of the effort is going to fall on your shoulders. You're going to have to go think about this stuff for yourself the same way I've been thinking about it for myself. I'm just sharing my perspective with you. Hopefully, you are able to take that and do something with it. Hopefully, it just generates ideas and thoughts in your brain, okay? But I appreciate y'all, especially if you've made it this far in the video, bro. You are a real one. Shout out to you, bro. Anyway, until next time, I hope you continue to free your mind.